TikTok compilation that might wake you up and change your reality. Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
Gorgeous, beautiful. I hope I can go there one day. Anyone here from Switzerland? You can share with us in the comment.
Sinif.
SCINIPH.
Voussoir.
VOUSSOIR.
Caixinha.
CAIXINHJ.
Ramoneur.
RAMONEUR.
Apasaya Pieces.
APOSIOPESIS.
Bruhat Soma. You are the 2024.
Wow.
Congratulations.
I've been working really hard, so I just put a lot of time to spelling, and then now I'm really happy that I won.
His visualization of a keyboard is a great technique. Muscle memory and mental memory working together. But these words look like Wi-Fi passwords to me.
18-year-old Grandmaster just defeated the world champion and became the #1 highest rated player from India. In Tata Steel, Praggnanandhaa faced off against world champion Ding Liren. It was a near flawless performance for Pragg, going into the endgame a pawn up, and with the right maneuvers, the outcome was inevitable. Pragg had defeated the world champion with an impressive accuracy score of 95.3. With this win, Pragg gained enough rating to surpass former world champion Vishwanathan Anand and became the top player from India. Pragg also defeated Ding last year at the same event, in the same round, and with an extra pawn going into the endgame. Coincidence, or a sign of what's to come? Later this year, Pragg is set to face off in the legendary Candidates Tournament and fight for the right to challenge the world champion to a match over the title. Is this a whisper of fate? Will Pragg become world champion? What do you think?
Not hating on Ding, but the world champion should be the best player in the world, and it's Magnus. Fight should change its format. Imagine what the government has if you can buy this from eBay. This reminds me of the movie Mission Impossible.
You have cockroaches in your house, you don't know how to get them out, you've tried everything. Watch this video. I have 2 ingredients that you already have in your house that's going to kill them instantly. All you need is some sugar and some baking soda. The measurements for this one don't really matter as long as it's in a 1-to-1 ratio. So for the video, I'm going to use 1 cup of each, but you can use 1 cup of each, 2 cups of each, 1 quart of each, 1 gallon of each. It doesn't matter as long as you have 1 of each. So you can make it in a bowl or whatever, but I like to make a container and make a lot of it so that you can just sprinkle it around when you need it. So we do 1 cup of sugar, and then 1 cup of baking soda. And then you just mix it up, and as long as it's in a 1-to-1 ratio, you're good to go. If you want to make like a bulk amount of it, go ahead and do like 4 cups to 4 cups. Keep it in a container, shake it, and you'll always have it. You just take this mixture and you can sprinkle it on the floor in your house, wherever the roaches are. They're gonna eat it, it's gonna kill them. This is non-toxic, it's safe for your kids and your pets to be around. The sugar is gonna attract the roaches, the baking soda is gonna kill them, and what roaches do is they bring food back to their nest. So they're gonna even take some and bring it back with them, and it's gonna kill the roaches that are in their nest as well. Very simple yet very effective hack, and you can make a bulk supply and keep it and use it whenever you need it. Comment and let me know how it works for you.
If you don't know, now you know. My cats declare war on cockroaches. They don't dare to come.
You call the Statue of Liberty. It's holding the torch of illumination, which is the Promethean torch of Freemasonry. And if you go to the Statue of Liberty, you'll see a bronze plaque inside saying that this was given to the government of America by the French Grand Orient Temple Masons. And it is a symbol of Grand Orient Freemasonry in America, the holder of the light. That's exactly the same torch that is carried during the Olympics. It is the torch
it's
of
not
Prometheus.
it's not the torch of freedom.
No, it's not
It's
the
the
torch of freedom.
of the
illumination.
Illuminati.
Illumination. To add also that on the back of the Liberty dime, on the back of the old dime in America, there was the fasci, which you look in the encyclopedia or dictionary, you look at the word fascism, you'll see that the symbol for world fascism was a bundle of sticks, a bundle of rods with a hatchet head. That was on the back of the
Well, you see that
dime.
on each side of the speaker's podium at Congress.
Oh, absolutely.
So they
And
have the fasci on each side.
Absolutely, and it's also the symbol for the United States Senate is the fasci. But the point I want to make is that was on the old dime. Now on the new dimes, you will see it has been transplanted a torch instead of the old fasci, because fascism was used at one time to prepare the world for the New World Order. Now the New World Order is in place. That's why on the dollar bill it says Novus Ordo Seclorum is New Order of the World.
We are ruled by deception. Imagine how many things we don't know. Question everything, folks.
Why do tornadoes hate the USA so much? Tornadoes are much more common in the US than anywhere else in the world. All of Europe records about 300 tornadoes per year, while the US records over 1,500 tornadoes.
Wow.
Moreover, most of the world's tornadoes occur here. This area is known as Tornado Alley, a place absolutely perfect for twisters. Tornado Alley doesn't have clear boundaries, but it is generally considered to include Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and Colorado. The main reason for this is the unique geography. To the south of the central part of the USA, there is a large area with warm water, and to the west, there is a mountain range. And this is where the ideal conditions for tornadoes are created. Warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico meets the cold, dry air of the Rocky Mountains. The warm air rises up, and when it meets the cold air, it forms thunderstorm clouds. Inside the thunderstorm, the air begins to rotate, and if this rotation becomes strong enough, a vortex forms that can descend to the ground and become a tornado.
So you are number one in everything, including amount of tornadoes a year. Why don't you build your home using concrete or pass laws that make it more affordable in tornado prone areas?
Vaping is not as harmful as cigarettes on paper, but because the odor is not as offensive, it's easier to hide. You could do it much quicker and get a bigger dose because it feels like it's not as harmful. Many more people can get hooked on it.
Is vaping dangerous?
Yes.
Why and how? So many of my friends vape. I think three out of my 6 best friends, they're just like, they're just absolutely addicted. And they never smoked, interestingly.
That's the issue of it, that it gets people who maybe would have been turned off by smoking to try. And the chemicals found inside are really rewarding to the brain, nicotine being a prime example of it. And the more dangerous part of it is with kids who have a developing frontal lobe, meaning that the part of their brain that is responsible for complex decision making is not yet fully formed. So they're incredibly susceptible to anything that can build a tolerance, a dependence, an addiction to. And it could change the chemistry of their brain moving forward. So we don't want to make it easier for them to start smoking. Vaping should be used as a tool, as a way of getting you off of cigarettes, not as a way of introducing you to cigarettes or nicotine at all.
Is it dangerous for adults as well?
If you're coming off cigarettes, no, it's a good choice.
All my friends that vape never smoked.
Yep, it's not something that carries value health-wise and can only potentially harm.
So the issue is mindset and convenience that makes it worse.
It's what they don't tell you. The Grand Canyon isn't just a natural wonder. It holds the secrets of an ancient, advanced civilization. But that's not even the craziest thing that was recently discovered. In a 1909 newspaper article, there were claims of an incredible find saying, an explorer discovered a hidden cave filled with Egyptian artifacts. The Grand Canyon has been studied for centuries, so what's really hidden within it? This is where things get scary. In the article, explorer G.E. Kincaid allegedly found a cave containing statues, tools, and hieroglyphs that resembled those of ancient Egypt. But here's the twist. Some scientists believe it wasn't even the ancient Egyptians, but an ancient advanced civilization called the Anunnaki. It's believed it was actually the Anunnaki who built the pyramids in ancient Egypt, and they also built pyramids and giant structures in part of North and South America. But once they left our planet, they took everything with them, leaving us with giant architecture all around the world.
I read it somewhere that Grand Canyon was an ancient ocean. It was carved out during the flood. But let me hear your take in the comment.
Would I survive?
Wow.
Hey, that's pretty good, Forerunner. Everyone's alive. We're good. Well done. Again, well done, BMW. Good job, Germany. Oh, we're good. Ford Explorers have always been top of the list on these videos. Ooh, I think we're live. Concussed, maybe, but... Okay, we're good. As long as no one's in the trunk, I think we're all right. Volkswagen. Oh, the trunk is a wrap, but we're live. Okay, good job, Volkswagen. I'll take it. We're alive. Horse. Oh, shit, I done lost the wheel, but I think we're alive. Okay, we're all good. The dog's good. The baby's good. Hyundai. Oh, that trunk is a wrap. Groceries are done. We're alive, though.
Oh, God.
Land Cruiser. Holding up well, my G.
Note to self. Never drive in between two semis. Makes me think of all times in high school. Someone would be in the trunk so we could all fit in one car. In here, we don't have a Toyota 4Runner, but we have a Fortuner and Land Cruiser.
Show you an 18-second recording which he has given me permission to use.
Oh wow.
18 seconds, he drops into another language.
Has it been translated since?
Not translated, but I have given it to, and I can't even say the person who has somewhat validated it because he didn't want to be on public record. He's a professor of ancient linguistics, but when he found out the context of where I got it from, he's like, career suicide. My name cannot go, because it's spiritual.
Yeah, right.
So I'll let you listen to it first.
Yeah, cool.
And just...
What the hell?
So I sent that to a particular professor of ancient linguistics, and I didn't tell him the context first. I just said, can you recognize this language? And he said, professional opinion or personal opinion? I said both. He said, professionally, we have lost a lot of languages from ancient times, but it's definitely Mesopotamian.
Wow.
Right? Which is during that period of time. And then he says, but if I had to guess, it most resembles ancient Egyptian.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, that happens to be the context of where he was. And right before when he dropped into this language, he mumbled something first. And I said, what was that? What did you just say? And then he mumbled something else in this other language. And I said, what language is that? And he just says, the first.
This is my favorite episode ever.
It was probably a spirit talking through him during hypnosis. And this is what happened in the film, The Fourth Kind. Cool film.
Theory out there that there is in fact a pyramid, like would be the world's largest pyramid in Antarctica,
like an old one.
Wow. Yeah, and there's satellite images to where it's so equal on the four sides. Like Buzz Aldrin, he went there to explore it, right? While he was there, he had a heart attack and he had to be airlifted out. And then this is the tweet on his way back to the USA. This is what he said. He said, "We are all in danger. It is evil itself."
No.
That's legitimate?
That's so scary.
If you like this kind of stuff, search up Mount Kailash in Tibet. You can thank me later.
You've seen this video that's floating around the internet? Listen closely, because she says something that tells you what we should be paying attention to. It's quick. See if you can catch it.
Doing this Ayurvedic cleanse right now, and it's called Panchakarma. You can't drink anything cold. You can't eat anything cold. It's for 12 days. No sex. No working out. It's crazy.
So in that video, she talks about how she's doing an Ayurvedic cleanse, which is odd to me because these are the same people that are notorious for pumping chemicals into their face, injections, and implants. When you see them jumping on natural remedies, you know that things have started to catch up. But it's not just them. there's things that the rest of us should be doing to help our bodies as well. Oregano for cold and flus, elderberry for immune support, and this plant right here to support your lungs. If you've never heard of this is called mullein. If you're a smoker, ex-smoker, have bronchitis, COPD, asthma, or any sort of respiratory issue, you should be taking this. It's basically Drano for your lungs. When you start drinking this, you're going to be coughing out things you didn't even know were in your body. But given how effective this is, how come you've never heard of it? So I don't get another video banned. There's more money to be made selling over-the-counter medication than things that you can find in your own backyard. If you are interested in mullein, you can forage for it, harvest it, dry it out, turn it into a tea. If you can't be bothered with that, take it like this. 2 full droppers and 8 ounces of water and your lungs will have never felt better.
Courtney been dropping clues. Most of us here in Indonesia don't drink cold water, especially the elder. My mom drink hot water. It doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees outside.
Lost almost 90 pounds eating just this. We're going to Costco. Get yourself some ground beef. Now, if you want to do grass-fed, grass-finished, organic, by all means do it. That doesn't fit my budget. I'm getting this. Ribeye steak, this is my favorite cut. If you buy this individually, it's going to be more expensive. Get yourself a slab of it. Oh, Ray, it's not grass-fed and grass-finished. Don't give a rip. Same thing with eggs. These aren't pasture-raised eggs, but they're cheap. Costco has their Kirkland brand of grass-fed butter. This tastes phenomenal. Please don't forget to judge the oil that looks like it belongs in your car, and that's because at one point it was actually used for machinery. And please remember, just because it says organic doesn't mean it's healthy. You take away that steak, this costs about 50 bucks. That's it. That right there, that's what I've eaten the majority of the last 8 months on the carnivore diet. I've lost almost 90 pounds. I've had knee pain go away. I feel like a freaking superhuman. Don't buy into the myth that if you want to do this, it's got to be grass-fed, grass-finished. Bullshit. Most of the meat that I still eat isn't grass-fed and grass-finished. The only thing I'd say that I do differently, I used to eat a lot more bacon. I just don't crave it as much, and I freaking hate cooking it.
If you add some fruit, you feel like super duper human.
They staged all these photos. They staged, the horse and wagon, and, they came with a hammer and a chisel, and it doesn't make any sense. There was no hammer and chisel. There was no horse and wagon. There was no Oregon Trail. There was no none of that. What there was advanced technology. Now, let's take it one step further. There's tunnels that are large enough to fit railroads underneath our feet. People arrive here after they hijack and steal all these buildings. They get in these tunnels and they actually transport themselves with whatever technology is deep down within the earth, and they get to all these cities. Then they put their name on top of these buildings, claim them, and then say this is Harvard and this is Yale and this is the first, Hershey's chocolate, and this is the first Tiffany's & Co. All these different names. They traveled through the underground part of the earth to inhabit and take over all these different cities. They're coming up from underneath the earth. That's how it actually went down. There was no Oregon Trail and somebody sitting across the wagon. There might have been. Some people might have tried to go with a horse and a wagon, but they probably perished.
At this point, I believe anything is possible. If you're from Oregon, please drop a comment.
People think about, okay, I just go to sleep, I lose consciousness, my brain is still. Firstly, nothing further from the truth could be the case in terms of your sleep. Second, your sleep has a very specific pattern that has consequences to real life. So let's say that you're someone who normally gives yourself an 8-hour sleep opportunity in bed. But the next morning, based on what I've just told you, you say, okay, well, I'm going to get a jump start on the day, or I've got an early morning flight. Let's say someone normally goes to bed at midnight and wakes up at 8. So there's that 8-hour opportunity. But today, they're going to wake up at 6 a.m. rather than 8 a.m. to get this push on the day. How much sleep have they lost? Well, technically, they've lost 2 hours of the 8-hour, so they've lost 25%. But that's not entirely true. They may have lost 25% of their total sleep, but because of this strange structure of deep sleep first and then REM sleep later, they may have lost 60, 70, maybe 80% of their REM sleep.
Unfortunately, our society is not set up to prioritize our sleep. My father used to go to bed at 7 p.m. and wake up at like 4 a.m. to watch the weather. He passed last year. This June 11 will be a year. I miss him so much.
This is one of the most unreal places, unlike anything you've seen before. With houses built at the side of a steep cliff, Huangxian Valley looks like a place straight out of an ancient fairy tale. These houses are accessible only by stairs, and at the top you can find a huge wooden temple that offers an incredible view of the surrounding nature. It's recommended to visit early in the morning to avoid the crowds and fully immerse yourself in the serene ambience of this place.
This real, folks, not AI generated. This one of the most real, unreal places.
About that TikToker that took like what, like eight scoops of pre-workout, and like what's the standard? Like 1, 2?
This particular patient had a brain bleed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that was from what we call a hypertensive crisis. So it looked like the blood vessels in his brain had constricted to the point where the blood pressure was so high.
Oh man, they just burst.
Something gave way, and they had to crack open part of his skull to relieve the pressure because the brain is enclosed inside the skull.
Yeah.
It's very rigid space, and if it's expanding the brain, it can then squeeze through the cracks in the skull if you don't do anything about it.
It can squeeze through the cracks in your skull?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
They call that a herniation.
I've heard of a herniation. I just didn't know it went through your skull cracks.
Yeah. It can ooze through the cracks, or it can fold on itself inside the brain because it's expanding. So there's like a lot of different kinds of herniations, but yeah.
That's insane. Did he live?
I think so. I don't know. The case was given to me by a colleague at the Poison Center. They de-identified it.
Yeah, of course.
And so it was just, it was like a three-liner saying the outcome and then what they did when they were
when they're treating.
Yeah.
Okay, so like he might have lived, but maybe not. That's just like the treatment approach.
Yeah.
Wow. Stop doing dumb stuff for clout.
Some people just are obsessed with being the next viral thing, and in a way, he got what he wanted, but at what cost?
Say to young Christians, we've been fed the lie that there are no rewards for serving God. We've been served the lie that we're just the foolish ones that are called schizophrenic, and people can just move and say whatever they want to say because we serve God. We've been told the lie that there is no greatness that comes in obedience. And in the same breath, we've been told the lie that there are no consequences to sin. That's why you can sleep with that guy. I'm not trying to get in your business, but I probably will get there. That's why, young man who's starting a business, you can put the envelope under the door because you trust that brown envelope and the connection more than you do God. That's why, young lady, you will date and entertain anybody even though your spirit kicks against it, because you have no understanding that he is a rewarder for those who are diligent.
We've been served a lie that there are no consequences to sin. Man, that hit. Praise God. Hate or love him? There's no stopping China. By the way, we've just built our first bullet train here in Indonesia last year. From Jakarta to Bandung. Used to take 3 hours and a half, now only 20 minutes. My mother rides them all the time because it's close to where she lives. I haven't even ride it yet.
The man who inspired the marathon died when he was 40. The father of bodybuilding died when he was 58. The inventor of the bicycle died when he was 47. The first recognized boxing champion died when he was 39. Whereas the founder of KFC died when he was 90. The inventor of Guinness died when he was 77. The founder of Cadbury's died when he was 87. And the inventors of Pringles died when they were 82 and 88. The moral of the story is this: relax, then eat and drink whatever the f you like. Because it seems as if the secret to life is doing whatever you want. And if that's not evidence enough, here's some more proof. Rabbits and kangaroos jump and live to 8 years. Penguins swim and live to 15 years. Horses run and live to 25 years, whereas a tortoise does all and can live to 150 years. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not taking any chances. Because the truth is, even if you exercise, sleep well, drink plenty of water, even eat healthy food, you'll still die. So you may as well enjoy your selves. Cheers.
There's some truth in it, but now I recognize as a tortoise.
Three main categories that I think people should know about Bouvet Island. So number one, there was this guy who happened to look at Bouvet Island earlier and he noticed that it wasn't labeled properly. So he thought this was strange. So he contacted one of his friends who happened to work at the Apple labeling for maps. And he said that this was an anomaly. All maps, all areas are usually labeled. And if this wasn't labeled, that it must have not been labeled on purpose. Number two, if you look at it on the maps, it's extremely pixelated. It's like somebody was purposely trying to cover that area up. There's no detail on the map. Number three is actually these images. And this is Bouvet Island over the months of this year, which has some weird tornado formations coming out of it. What's these weird kind of like vibrational looking things that are affecting the clouds? Here's another one. Here's another one. So what's interesting about this, bro, is that the scientists around are saying, oh, it's just an instrument anomaly. But then you overlay that with the satellite imagery and you start to see, well, no, there might be some weird kind of like sound artifact coming out of Bouvet Island.
People said this is where the Atlantic anomaly or the blob is coming out. There's a frequency that hitting the ocean coming right out the island. What do you think? Nothing eatable and drinkable under microscope. Next question is air breathable?
Are they hiding this from us? Electric cars existed long before Tesla and the new wave of hybrid cars. Back in the early 1900s, electric cars were incredibly popular. 1/3 of all cars in the United States were electric. Today it's only less than 1%. So what happened? The government and oil industry saw electric vehicles as a threat to their profits. These industries had invested heavily in gasoline technology and infrastructure. To protect their interests, they conspired to suppress electric cars. They used their influence to introduce laws and regulations that favored gasoline vehicles. But it gets much, much darker. In 1980, Stanley Meyer invented a car that ran on water. His water fuel cell split water into hydrogen and oxygen. He was on the verge of revolutionizing the technological landscape. However, Meyer was silenced. He was sued, his patents were revoked, and he faced numerous threats. In 1998, Meyer suffered a sudden heart attack after taking a sip from a carton of cranberry juice. And as he was dying, he kept repeating, "They killed me." After his death, the water engine disappeared from public view. Just like the reintroduction of electric cars, when do you think they will reintroduce the water fuel cell?
Money, control, greed.
Come with me to Walmart in China. Everybody here rides a bike. Insane. And they're all electric. Well, why it look like the Asian Mart in the hood? That's funny. Okay, Walmart upstairs, but downstairs it's like a little mall. Okay, it's giving Forever 21. All right, they got a little basketball. They got all kind of concessions, and we ain't even hit Walmart. They got the gym right here. That's what was on the bus we seen. You can see everything in the gym from the outside, and then Pizza Hut. Y'all, it's not stairs. It's like the thing at the airport, except it's going up. That's cool. Oh, this if you got your cart. My sister just told me. Okay, no, I never did this. This is the most Chinese shit I have ever seen. Stores inside of the store. Very, very, very. Like, the competition level is like, yeah, we'll put your store here, but next to your store is my store. They have a million stores inside of the store. And Walmart is little. It's like the little baby mart on Walmart. All right. I'm coming, Papa. Yeah, the store's tight. It's all right here. Is this cute? It's gonna be sunny. Because it's gonna be sunny where we're going tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna get this. All right, y'all. They got more store. I thought that was it. They got a little bit more store. I got a million different Oreos. And whatever flavor they say it tastes like, they're not lying. It's gonna taste like this flavor. And all of their stuff, whatever size it is in America, is half the size here. And the pack small as hell. So if an American pack is this big, they pack is this big. Everything gonna be smaller. Like, what is a regular size of Biscoff in America? And why this one is a half the size? I'm not lying, y'all. This is the only one they have. Everything's small. This is really cute. I guess it's candy. Yo, that's a bag full of chips. Everything here is branded so differently and so creatively. How this bag of chips so big? What is this? Okay, this is bigger than America. I have been itching for salt and vinegar chips, and they do not have it. They got lime, they got cucumbers, they got tomatoes, they got spaghetti, they got steak. They got regular, which is okay, but they don't have none of the regular flavors that I'm used to. And like I said, if you get a cucumber bag, it's gonna taste like cucumbers. See, like right here, I would love a bag of Cheetos, but why I got a damn pizza steak up here? What steak got to do with Cheetos? Pro tip, we came here so my sister could get a curling iron. Whenever we're out of the country, instead of bringing like your American versions and like converting them, whatever, with the little plug, just go to the store and get a curling iron that they would use, and it goes perfectly in there. I also need some rolling stuff. I just ran 13 miles today, and I have a 20-mile run, I think, next week. So marathon training needs some stuff to roll out my legs. So we're looking for that stuff here. Look at this. I love big stuffed animals. And we getting a fan because they don't like AC. Okay, they just don't like it. I want teeth like him. I might get this toothpaste. Colgate, sell this in America. They got chicken.
I had no idea Walmart was global, other than US and Canada. But Pizza Hut across from the gym is wild.
Other people will find strange or strongly disagree with.
I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but I do have one.
This is how all great conversations start.
And when I say this, think I'm crazy, but now they're all starting to believe me now. So you use Google Maps.
Yeah,
right?
I can't wait to see where this is going.
Have you ever been on Google Maps and you've missed the turn, and then you keep going, and it actually ends up being like 3 minutes quicker?
Yes.
So I have a theory,
No way.
with the atomic habits and the percentage of one. I'm like, if Google Maps have some sort of deal with the government to increase everyone's car journey by just 1%, there's going to be 1% more of cars going to all the petrol stations, buying more stuff, so then they're paying more VAT, and then I just like, and then paying more petrol, more diesel. And all my friends say they've noticed it now, and even if I'm like, I know the way home, Google Maps would always send me a slightly longer way.
I put maps on every single time I get in the
So
car.
do I. It's a
I
quicker
put on
way.
Waze.
Yeah.
Waze is very good.
Hey.
And I just want the easiest route. It doesn't always have to be the quickest. I just want the easiest drive.
See, I want the quickest, and it might just get me there. I hate driving.
I think Google Maps uses the direction most users use until it learns your preferences. What do you think? Oh, so romantic. Love it.
Ever seen this NASA photo of the sand dunes on Mars? Well, did you know there's an app called GeoSpy? You can take the picture and you can put it into GeoSpy and it'll tell you exactly where the picture came from, allegedly. As you can see, I went to GeoSpy right here, search completed. Let's take a look, shall we? Utah. This photo was taken inside a cave. The walls of the cave are covered in sand ripples. The ripples are a result of wind blowing sand around inside the cave. The cave is located in Utah. Here's where it's located. Let's take a look. Way out in Utah. Y'all look closely. Let's check this out just to see if we see anything, you know? And I think I zoom out right here and let's see here. Boom. Anybody know where that is right there in Utah? Anybody know where that's at? Anybody at all? No, I'm not saying that it's in Utah is where those pictures came from, but there is a moon rock in the museum that was identified as petrified wood. How would that happen?
NASA, if you're watching this, please explain. Leave your comment below. Thank you.
Not spray your fragrances in this general area. I'm specifically talking about the front of your neck, not the back of your neck, the the front of your neck and your chest, because the skin here is thin and it's much more sensitive. So when you're constantly applying fragrance on it, the alcohol from the fragrance can age the skin quicker. But listen to me when I say this, because a lot of people were lacking comprehension skills the last time I made this video. I am not saying aging is bad. I am not saying that wrinkles are bad. Those things are bound to happen, and that is not the takeaway of this video. Okay, so what I recommend instead is applying the fragrance literally on your shoulder blades. And I made a video, literally 2 videos before this, on how to apply a fragrance so that you get the perfect scent bubble. But when you apply it away from your nose, you will still be able to pick up on the scent throughout the day. The people that apply it on their necks here or on their chest here always complain about a lack of performance, no matter how strong their fragrance is. They could buy Oud Satin Mood by MFK and say it has no performance, but what's actually happening is when they apply it here, that's all their nose is picking up. So now their nose is fried and they've gone completely nose blind to the scent. Now, going nose blind is a very common thing, but it happens way more often when you apply it here.
I usually apply cologne directly on my eyes, so that when someone is kissing me there, they can taste the perfume, and eyes never develop wrinkles.
The focus was very much to hook young people in so that they can become involved in Satanism. And the 2 teachers both said the same thing. They said that at school, some children that they're throwing astral thoughts at were very open to it, and they could influence their way of thinking, etc., etc. And then some children had this like a ring of fire around them, and like you can't penetrate them.
Yeah.
And then when we figured it out, it's like those were the children that parents were actually praying for.
Always pray, folks, every day before you start your day, and claim the blood of Christ over you and your loved ones, over your property, etc. Nothing can touch you. Nothing. All right, folks, I'm going to end our video with this coming clip. Be kind to each other. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget to like or dislike so I can make better content. Thank you for staying till the end. You can buy me coffee or support me through Patreon if you like. The links are in the description below. Thank you for watching. Peace. And God bless.
Howdy, homie. It's Tony. Put one of these light boxes in your store, and you can hire one less employee. 1,000 people passes by your store, and 1,000 people will see your advertisement for your store. That's the charm of it. Come with a stand and can be folded at any time. 2 styles of charging and plug-in model for your choice. No matter what business you have and where you use it, it will come handy. What kind of business do you have that needs a light box like this? Comment to let me know. Customize your poster from link in our bio and follow LC Sign.